Fun fact, the Alpine A290 is 60 millimeters wider than the Clio 197. Thought you'd like that one. Welcome to the A290 in Mondello. And yes, we're going to have a quick look around. And no, I don't have much time with the car, but I will do a full week long when I get my hands on the keys or the fob, whatever it's called these days. Look at it. Are you surprised when I tell you this car starts from under €37,000 in Ireland? Yeah, I was kind of surprised too. Let's have a little look around the outside. Okay, so yes, this is the only Alpine that is coming that will share a platform with Renault. Obviously the Renault 5. These rally lamps on the front have actually made it in to the production version of the car, which is cool. You can get it in a matte blue, and you know what, that's the colour I was looking for. But when I saw this morning, the white, the popping of the reds, the blue Alpine centre caps here, which look absolutely wonderful. Yes, they're upside down, but who cares? No, they don't rotate, although they look like they could. Huge discs, Alpine logo over the side. So the arches are much more flared than the Renault 5. The headlamps are kind of different and not different. I love that this little projected cross is on the front. We have some air curtains lower down here, some kind of plastic messing to make the mesh of the grille look slightly different, and of course Alpine on the front of the bonnet. And where the Renault 5 has the charging display here, you have an Alpine logo. When you look at the sides of the cars, there's little flecks of blue here around the housing of the mirror that runs right the way around the roof that you will have seen also in the Renault 5. The difference with this car, these indentations on the door give you a sense of speed. Your charging port is still on that side. These Michelin Pilot Sport S5s are a tyre specifically made for this car. Huge side skirts. Wider shot now for you of the actual car from the side on view. You just look at this thing and know it's going to be a little bit special. Yes, these rear lights are going to remind you of the Renault 5, and why wouldn't it? It's a car to be proud of. It's a car that's very exciting. And we will get to the end of this video and find out, is it actually something you need, or is the Renault 5 just that great by itself? This is the GTS version. So there are 3 different versions. We will get all versions in Ireland. Do not worry, we're not being treated like the paddies, we're getting the works. What a cool looking car. Do we all agree? Can we all agree? Boot, little over 300 litres, same as you're getting in the Renault 5. Type 2 cable gets chucked down here. Okay, yes, high performance, very fast electric car that has a usable boot. Breaking news. Not going to dwell too much on the interior space because I've done a couple of videos on the Renault 5 already, but this obviously gets much more expensive feeling. Feels like Napa leather. Probably isn't Napa leather, I'm sure. Some animals have been saved, but it feels good. Nice cushion material, 2 eyes affix, and it is a 3-seater, should you wish it to be. Flat floor in the A290. So you can go fast with a flat floor. And again, the roofs that we've seen in the Renault 5 and the Renault 4 also makes it into the Alpine version. Really, it's all about up here. So let's have a little look around. Enough touches inside the car as well. Okay, you can't make it not feel like a Renault 5, but they've put the Alpine splashes in enough places. There's an overtake button, which may or may not do much, but it looks good. This controls your regen braking, and Alpine's engineers say it's actually most efficient if you have it with least resistance. There's a couple of drive modes. Save will actually get you the most range, normal, sport. 2 USB-C. There's no obvious thing to tell you this is a wireless charging plate, but it is. Pop your key down here. And just like the A110, which has been used to inspire this car, you get the 3 gear selector modes down here. Might be hard to see on camera, but there's a little A290 which lights up here also, where it would say Renault 5. Not sure if you can see that because it's very bright. Alpine etched into the material on the top of the glove box also. So I think when you sit in, you'll see enough flashes of red and blue and you'll go, okay, something different going on here. Just to run through some of the specs, it's the Alpine A290, the first model of a new electric generation. That's the marketing blurb. So the car starts €39,690 for the 180 brake GT version. The 220 brake GT Performance is €38,990, and the range topping Premier Edition is €44,700. So there's the prices, 3 different options there for everybody, hopefully. Dimensions wise, length 3990 millimeters, 1820 wide, it's 1520 tall, and the wheelbase is 2530. 19-inch are the standard wheel. The gloss black, semi-diamond black or diamond black finishes are different options on the wheels. I think these are the nicest wheels. I know not everyone's a fan of black alloys, but they kind of work. Trust me. The car weighs, in the 220 brake horsepower version, 1,479 kilograms. Still under that 1,500. There's 4 different body colours. A new Alpine Vision Blue, there's deep black, Nival White, I think is how you pronounce it, and matte Tornado Grey. The only place you'll be able to buy the car in Ireland is in Windsor Motor Mall, which is just off the M50. Windsor have been there in a very tall building for quite a number of years. It's the old Joe Duffy BMW site, also just off Charlestown. So there's all the details on the car in relation to Ireland specifically. This is the 217 brake horsepower version, and when you floor it, first of all, yes, there's a little bit of torque there. Secondly, there is an augmented sound, but it's matched to the speed of the motor of the car. So it's not just the same sound every time coming through the speakers that's synthesized. There's a little bit more of a calculated thing going on. There's no e-diff on the car, so I have been curious, how do Alpine manage to get that power to the front wheels? Like under hard acceleration, it's maybe veering slightly off the center line, but it kind of adds to the whole theatre, the drama of it. Multi-link obviously on the rear. The brake pedal has a lovely feel to it, really, really good. The fact that they have mixed regen with brake pedal and discs, that's brilliant. Again, that is meant to mirror the A110, which I did have that car a few years ago on the channel, but I've asked nicely again, just in case. I have to say, I do like this white. On paper, like, you might be going, I don't know, but there's so many different colours going on, and you probably notice them more in this car. So there's hydraulics going on with the suspension also to mop up those bumps, still give you a firm ride, but not to make it uncomfortable at the same time. Do you feel the weight of it? Well, it's not a massively heavy car, but it feels light enough and nimble. It feels agile. It's not too jittery over these roads. Do like that engine sound. The only thing I can compare it to is the Ioniq 5N, which is, you know, a bonkers car, brilliant car, but also massively more expensive than this. For those who've said the Renault 5 is enough, it is, but that's not to say that you don't notice that this is a different car. Like, you'd be mad to say that the Renault 5 gives you the same thrills as this. Hitting that overtake button, yeah, things kind of lose a little bit of grip when you're doing that. It's, you know, a bit of a, again, theatrics sense maybe. Range, I mean, it's 95% now. It's 15 degrees outside. We're filming in June, and it's got 227 kilometers. And if you drive this thing on, and that's in normal mode, so let's go into sport mode, and it still stays on 227 kilometers, which is all right. Boot down, holding on to traction. The wheel is starting to lose a little bit of grip in your hands. I really like that engine sound. Quite a bit of wind noise now over the front windscreen. Again, that was a characteristic of the Renault 5. Yes, you can get a little bit of lift off steer if you provoke it enough. Again, just to remark and compliment them on the brake pedal feel. That is truly excellent. I mean, years ago I drove the Megane RS Trophy, loved that thing, absolutely loved it. Does it feel as raw as that? I don't think so, and maybe some of the noise and everything else is kind of that car just adds to it. I mean, all versions of this car are going to be more expensive than the Renault 5. Certainly at the €37,000 version, that's pretty interesting. At this price, the mid-40s price, it's natural that people are going to go, yeah, but you could buy this, yeah, you could buy that, you could buy this used, you could buy a 10-year-old one of these. There is all those arguments also. For some people, it's just going to be about having an Alpine. It's very, very flat in the corners, and it's flat under acceleration. There is very little pitch. It's just, oh yeah, I'm going to shove you into the back of your seat now. 21.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers for the efficiency, or lack of efficiency, as you might say. Now, look, I have been driving it hard. I've used about 7% since I started driving. And then for the normal stuff, like, so 50 kilometers on, ramps, coming up to a school, you know, the normal bits of driving life. And it's all right. It's not jolting me around. It's kind of doing all that stuff okay. Got a bit of a split personality type car. Nice weight to the steering on the corners like that. Yeah, you'll hit the odd bump and different road surface and it will vibrate through the car. But I wouldn't expect a car like this in any fuel form or any type of car. You take a Golf GTI Club Sport, it'll do those things as well. I do like it. It's got a showstopper look about it. There's just enough touches inside to make it feel Alpine, especially with this badge staring back at you in the face. I like the seats. There's nice bolsters on them and they're comfortable, and again, you kind of expect a car like this to have seats like this. So I think visually it all works. Driving wise, yeah, I think it's a different car to the Renault 5 in terms of power delivery. Like, it's not whoa type speed, you know, it's not absolutely bonkers, feels like it's going to kill you speed. Now, hit a pothole there and the traction whacked into overdrive and I lost power to that front left wheel. On full acceleration, you're going to have to hold on to that steering wheel tight, because it will move and it will torque steer you to bejesus. So it's a bit snappy. But is it fun? Does it give you a Golf GTI type sense of fun behind the wheel of it? Yes. Is it 13,000 euro better than the Renault 5 on, you know, 90% of the days of the week? Maybe not. But, you know, you could argue the same for a Golf GTI versus a normal 1.4 Golf. If that was the case, no one would have bought GTIs, and we know that just isn't the case. Right then, what do I think? A lot of fun, great handling, flattened corners, lack of pitch, as I mentioned, great. Brake pedal feel amazing. Is it blow you away quick acceleration? No. But, you know, it's the whole package. It's the suspension, it's the sounds, it's the look of it. I mean, it's pretty special looking, in fairness. The price, I think less than 37,000 euro, obviously delivery and paint will be optional there, is quite a surprise. The mid-40s version, that's probably, you're going to be a real Alpine purist for that. But maybe that's the whole point. Maybe the entry version, that's not enough over a nicely spec'd Renault 5, and actually you have to kind of go hard or go home with the price and the version of this car to really feel the benefit of the, you know, what the car is meant to be. I will have a week-long road test of this car as soon as I'm in line for it, so I'll get to live with it and get a better feel. But first impressions, very good, but also I think some people will be like, mid-40s is a lot. But I mean, I'm smiling after driving it. That's Takes a lot to make me smile. Let me know what you think though. Please feel free to get involved in the discussion down below. You might consider liking the video if you've enjoyed it. And I will talk to you real soon.